Previously on Boomer the Nerd.
I have something really cool today. I was not expecting this whatsoever, and I'm so excited to unbox this. A package came for me from one of my good friends in Vancouver, Jay.
The ultimate battle between heaven and hell has just started. It's geeking time.
Oh, these look to be Spawn figures. Oh, cool! It's Angela. Angela from the original Spawn line. Oh, it's cool! And then we got Spawn, a gold variant of Spawn.
Welcome back, everyone. So today I've got something a little bit special here. Today I'm taking a look at some older McFarlane Spawn figures. These are basically variants of the original Spawn and the original Angela.
Todd had begun collaborating with Mattel on a line of action figures based on the Spawn comic books. But this quickly fell apart as the two parties could not agree on how to produce the toys to McFarlane's satisfaction, leading to Todd reclaiming those rights. So with that, Todd's Toys had formed. This new company kicked things off with a line of 6 action figures based on the Spawn series of comic books. Now that he had his own company, he could make the toys the way he wanted.
Now this was made possible thanks to a good friend of mine, Jay. He used to have the YouTube channel Unboxing Rocks. I've spoken about him before in the past. Great guy. Sent me a package not too long ago with a whole bunch of figures and comic books. Inside that package were these figures here. And I thought to myself when I was unpackaging them, wow, I really should review this. This would be a lot of fun to do. So lo and behold, here we are. I know that technically I should probably review one figure at a time, but I figured they're both gold variants of Spawn characters, Spawn McFarlane Toys figures, so I figured why not? Let's do both of them in the same video. I love Spawn, you guys know this. I've always been a fan of Spawn, and Jay and I, we love talking Spawn because that is our mutual, that's our mutual love is Spawn. So, with that being said, gonna move some characters out of the way here and we will start reviewing. So let's go ahead and start with Angela. So again, this is the gold variant of Angela. We'll take a look at comparison after of the Angela. I still have in packaging to see what it looks like compared to that. So first off, we have her staff, which I believe is missing the launch part at the top, which is okay. That's all right. But still, nonetheless, very detailed golden staff all around. Got some spiked wings at the top, spiked wings as you go along, and it looks like it's bandaged almost. And then there's the top here would usually have a spiky piece that would launch out, if I'm not mistaken, because you have this little part right here that you can press and it would just clip on and off. So there's the staff that goes with her. All right, let's take a look at her. So, right off the bat, let's just take a look at the detailing on the face. She's got some red eyes. Really nice looking with the red, with the headset. And then coming down, we got our armor all over. Got some chain armor on the arms. Got the loincloth going down here. Got a belt. And then, of course, she's got the boot like that. And then the one regular foot. If we turn her around, all right, we've also got a little dagger right there molded on. And if we turn her around, seems to be somewhat of a dagger inside hidden in her boot as well. This looks like that on the back. There's the sheath for her sword. We'll get into that into just a minute. The back of the hair. So this belt is removable, and I want to say this right now. If you are going to remove the belt, be wary, because when I received it, the belt was off. And I was having some issues putting the belt back on. But now it's staying, so hopefully it stays. So here you've got the sheath, and you do have a sword that you can remove. And there you go. As I say this, the belt comes off, and this is going to be a little harder for me to get back on. Just bear with me, guys, here. All right, got the belt and the sheath back in. This is quite the hassle. If it comes off, it is quite the hassle to put back on because it's not that easy to put right back on her, especially with the fact that I have not as thin fingers. So that being said, put her down for a moment. Here is Angela's sword. Got a gripping handle, and the blade just looks like that with a whole bunch of notches in it. You can definitely fit it in her hand like that, so she can get ready for battle with Spawn. Now, I will say again with the sheath, like I said, it had issues putting this back together. So if you are, if it does come off for you, just be aware that you will be finicking with it a little bit, and it might take you some time to put it back on. Obviously, I'm not saying to do this, but if you're able to, if you keep running across that problem, maybe put some glue on there and try to have it from continuing to fall off, because again, like I said, once it does fall off the sheath, it's a very thin material and it's going to take some time for you to put it back on. So I'm going to leave the sword in her hand right now, because I know that if I put it back in the sheath might unclip, and I'll be here all day long trying to put that sheath back in, and that's definitely not what I want to be doing with my day. Okay, so I went ahead and brought in my Angela that I have on card for a reference here. So as you can see, the Angela, this one's gold obviously, but this Angela in packaging, as you can see, has all the paint, and this is what it would look like if she had all the paint on her and not gold. And this is what I was talking about, the spearhead on the top. So yeah, and her sword would be this color, and the sheath is already plugged onto her in the packaging, so there's no need to remove it. All in all, she's a cool looking figure, Angela. I mean, I've always liked this figure. And this is a character that is no longer with Image Comics. She's now with Marvel, if I'm not mistaken, still. So anytime you can find yourself an Angela figure, especially from the Spawn line or any of the comics from Spawn featuring Angela, I'd say go ahead and pick it up. They're worth a little more nowadays, especially with the fact, like I said, she's no longer with Image Comics. But nonetheless, I actually did not take a look at the articulation. So I brought in the comparison, and I didn't even take a look at the articulation. So articulation, I forgot to show that off. Okay, so articulation. Her head is going to be limited because of the hair. So you're not going to really get that all the way around. And the arms, you can get them, but because of her little pieces right here that are removable, but I would suggest keeping those in. They're going to be limited. She's got movement in the elbow. There's no hand movement. And then her legs are on the ball joint. And then her knee bends back and forward. And that's honestly pretty much it when it comes to the articulation with Angela. So you're gonna get some very limited, in a sense, articulation, so you're not gonna be able to really make very many poses with her. But nonetheless, it is a beautiful figure to display. I do still, despite the fact of having problems with the sheath, and this being a, does it say on the leg? Just says McFarlane Productions. Oh, you can see it right there. There you go. If the camera catches that, this figure was made in 1995. So again, the articulation in this case here is fairly decent for a figure that came out almost 30 years ago. Okay, so what do you say we wipe the slate clean? Take Angela off this palette, and let's take a look at Spawn himself. Oh my, this guy does not want to stand at all. All right, let's bring the camera a little closer. So here we have Spawn himself, Al Simmons. So this is based, again, on your original figure that McFarlane put out. So, getting right into it, let's remove this from his hand first things first and take a look. So first we have Spawn's spiked bat. It's got a nail going through it. It's just a wooden piece of plank. That's right there. Then if we remove the cape, don't worry, we'll do that. We've got the skull chain links that bring his cape together. I don't know why my camera's not really picking that up properly. There we go. So they're little pegs that you can just peg into the cape. So you got that. And then you can also remove Spawn's cape. It's basically like a piece on its own. And open it up so you can display him with the cape closed if you want, or you can display it with the cape open. So that's what the cape looks like. And then on the back, all that detail of the cape. Now we come to Spawn himself. Here he is. Here he is, Spawn. So he's got green eyes this time around. He's got nothing on the chest because it's all gold. Got the spikes on the arms and some detailing for the muscle. Same thing for on this side. He's got some abs. He's got the skull down here with rubber chains. He's got all the pockets. Spikes down here. And the back is just basic because this is what your cape is going to hook onto. In terms of articulation, the head should go around. There we go. It's a little stiff, but the head goes all the way around. The arm moves all the way around, but that's all you're getting. There's no articulation besides that, just in the arm like that. The leg is limited in the movement back and forth. And there's a bend in the knee. Same thing for the other side. Bend in the knee. That's pretty much it. He stands pretty well when he doesn't have the cape on. However, if you're going to put the cape on him, he is going to topple over a little bit. So let's get everything back on Spawn here and take a look at him with everything in him. So let me get these pegged back in. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's not easy either to peg these in. You think it's not as bad as Angela's sheath, but still the holes are pretty tiny. So you do kind of need to know what you are doing. There we go, so we got that in. So there you go. You can have him with the cape closed like that. Or if you want to pose him with the cape open, I'm not sure how you're going to do that, but if you want to pose him with the cape somewhat open, like I said, he doesn't stand very well. You have to like kind of balance him a little forward if you're going to do that. Yeah, see what I mean? He's starting to balance a little bit. And then as for this piece, you just go ahead and pop that right into his hand like that. And there you go. You have yourself Spawn complete. Looks really good actually for just a golden piece. He looks pretty dang good. Just like with Angela, I am bringing in two other Spawns for comparison. So we have the original Spawn release. As you can see, it is very close to the gold Spawn. Comes with everything again, with the spike bat, the chains, the clothes, and the cape and everything. But he's got a lot more coloring on this because he is the colored version, obviously. So basically this chest piece would be right there. There, he's toppling over Spawn. And then we have the hamburger head variant for the 50th anniversary, which again is pretty much the same thing. Just that this one is the hamburger head. You know, he's got no mask on here. So all in all, same figure, the regular, the variant, and the gold. This guy was put out in, let's see if I can see. It says it on the bottom of the leg. This guy was released in 1994. So that was one of the original releases. Well, actually, this is from the first Spawn line. So really cool, really, really nice. Brought Angela back in. Here, let's move this back and there we go. Let's actually, no, you know what? Let's move Spawn a little bit. Bring Angela over here like that. Yeah, I was able to put the sword back in and I didn't fuss too much with it. So there you go. Those are the two figures. These are really cool pieces to have in your collection. I really enjoy them a lot. I mean, like I said, I'm a big Spawn fan and I love these things so very much. Stick around, guys, because from that package Jay sent me, I still have this big old Behemoth Rob Zombie figure. I also have this Ozzy Osbourne figure, and I have this Alice Cooper figure. So I'm definitely going to be reviewing those three figures very shortly. I think it'll be some really fun videos to do. He also sent me an Iggy Pop NECA figure, but I already did a short of that. There wasn't too much in terms of articulation of Iggy Pop, so it was just a little Staction figure by NECA. So I already did that. But stick around for those three, the Alice Cooper, the Rob Zombie, and the Ozzy Osbourne figures. Those are figures that are grail figures to me. I've been looking to get my hands on, and I absolutely cannot wait to review those figures for you guys. Let me know if you guys are still collecting some of these old figures. Do you guys collect any of the Spawn figures? Let's talk Spawn in the comments below. I know Jay and I talk Spawn all the time. Let me know what you guys thought of these figures in particular. I want to send a huge thank you again to Jay for sending me these figures. I absolutely love them. I'm most likely going to put them on my shelving unit, put them on display with my other loose figures. I absolutely love these things.
So far, he's not wrong. Comics, toys, and rock and roll. He was not wrong. You spoiled me too much. I don't know. You really went out of your way, man. I can't thank you enough so far for all this stuff.
And yeah, it always makes me happy to collect more and more Spawn figures. It's kind of like it's kind of like an addiction. I mean, look, I'm building up my Ninja Turtles collection, but now I'm getting more Spawn figures. Oh boy. Anyways, guys, look, that's the end of it for today. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this review, watching this video. If you like it, you know, if you want to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Click the bell to be notified whenever I got some more content coming up on my channel. Thank you so much, guys, for everything. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and watching all the videos. I'll be back again soon. Keep hunting, keep collecting, but as always, guys, it's cool if it's nerd cool. Laters!